again, everyone. My name's Ali, and I'm taking care of this inkjet printed business for Seiko in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, including UK. So the reason why I wanted to put this panel together is putting things in context. Seiko inkjet printhead business is much smaller than other inkjet printhead manufacturers in the world, who manufacture not only printheads but also machines and inks and everything. We don't do that. We concentrate our efforts in manufacturing printheads and bringing innovative printheads in the market. But to do that, we need the help and support of ink manufacturers, of electronic manufacturers, etc. And the reason for this panel was to show that kind of collaboration, what we have done to focus on one market, which is the corrugated market, and bring a solution there that can help digitalize. Currently, only 0.3% of it is digitalized. So there's a huge potential, huge business potential, which is open. And the kind of collaboration we have done, that's what we want to share today with you all.
Fantastic, thank you. So going to your two guests, we have Daniel from Cal. Just introduce yourself, Daniel.
Hello, thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you. I want to say thank you to Futureprint team and Ali from Seiko to invite us to join this fantastic event. And thank you all the crowd for listening us today. So my name is Daniel Boronat. I'm working from Cal Chimigrat since 2010. And I'm in charge of the inkjet business division in Cal Chimigrat. And well, we are mainly ink manufacturers for Flexo technology since more than 15 years ago. And then we also create and deliver and develop an inkjet business line. So that's our main background.
Brilliant, thank you. Alejandro.
Hello everyone, thank you to Futureprint and Seiko to having me here. My background, and let's say that I was born in digital world. I'm working in a small class Ithaca since 2010, so I've been in different positions, always manufacturing, R&D, customer service, and since 2020 the company decides to open a new business, was the corrugated market, so I'm leading this. This is
okay.
A little bit
Fantastic.
About me.
So Ali, so if people are wondering, so you've got guys here who really come from the ceramics world, and yet we're talking about corrugated. So why is this? What's the connection? Explain to us.
I've actually taken a very challenging step here, bringing two competitors at the same panel. So both of them come from a very different side towards the corrugated market. Okay, so Ithaca has been working with us very strongly in the ceramics side. So they've developed inks for the ceramics market. They know our printhead very well, and they said, okay, they wanted to go into corrugated. So yeah, we started collaborating there. And Cow, on the other hand, we've worked with them before as well, but what they bring on the table is the knowledge from the Flexo side of corrugated printing. So, you just divide an inkjet printing process. You have, the inkjet printing side, which is the electronics, the ink system, and the printhead, and then you have the substrate. Okay, so Ithaca knew the top side, the inkjet printing side, and Cow knew the Flexo side of things, or the substrate side of things, right? So it was like two different sides, and we started collaborating with both of them to understand what the market requires, and then bring a solution to the market. And that was the idea today, to understand how they developed their solutions in the market, and brought a working. We have right now 3 big players in the corrugated industry who are working with us. And I wouldn't say that we are proud of reaching where we are today, but I think there's a lot that needs to be done to help in the digitalization, and that's what.
So Ali, let me ask the guys what they feel that they're bringing to the party on this, because Alejandro, just explain a little bit about Ithaca and
okay.
what. Go on.
Just a little history about Ithaca. Ithaca was established to provide a technical and innovative solution for a niche of ceramic market that was porcelain, technical porcelain. But in the early 2000, with another machinery companies involved, some of them are present here today, we tried to solve the concerns of our customers in terms of aesthetically products. So it took many years to find the full digital printing system accurate for the environment. No, I mean the hardware, software, the printhead, but also the inks. No, our layout, our production is 24/7, 300 days. So it's quite hard. No, but just a figures. No, after 15 years of digitalization for ceramic market, we are present in 2,500 single patch machines, and we are producing 24,000 tons of digital ink per year.
Yep.
So we are the largest producer of digital ink in the world. So I would like to point out 3 reasons that are, no? One of them is the collaboration we have with our partners. In fact, we are in continuous contact with them to adapt, to verify that our inks can be fired, can be with a huge reliability in these hard conditions. Of course, the reliability of the ink, this mill, has to be perfect.
Yep.
No? And finally, when the digitalization was taking place, we realized that the transformation of the market, our customers need the help to manage, to handle. No? At the end, they are moving for conventional technology to another kind of technology. So we have an extensive customer service that help them to make this transition.
Sure.
So just to finish, all these ideas or all these facts, how Itaca is seeing the corrugated market. Was we are seeing that the customers are the digitalization less, and above all is an incredible product range, a better printing quality, and this is something that I want to highlight, because in ceramics, when the low segment customers understood that they can produce some products that they weren't able to do, they open the eyes and say, I can go to other customers. Even I can compete against big brands.
Yep.
So this is for this reason, Itaca is looking for this market.
So you see it as a real big opportunity, a
Yes,
business opportunity.
yes, of course.
Sure. Daniel, just explain, because I know you come from the Flexo world, really, and how you migrated to inkjet, and tell us a bit about that.
Okay, I have to say I'm also a pure inkjet guy, but
Yep.
I have to say to explain the background of the company, because it's, as I said, 50 years, more than 50 years in Flexo experience.
Yep.
So how we get, I fully agree with the arguments from Alejandro, is cost to be next to the customer is a key factor to achieve the challenge of the new technology, right? So how we do in the Flexo, we create a dedicated customer support team and engineers, field engineers, application engineers to be close to the customers, to understand what's real the problems are, and help to the R&D teams to define what are their requirements. Okay. Because you have an amazing world of many raw materials and components to get a very amazing product, but you need to make it really work on many different conditions. So every customer has different printing equipment, every customer has different paper substrate. It's very, very difficult. So I can extend this to other industrial applications, other markets. So that's really a big challenge. So since we start in developing the inkjet business, we, let's say, use the same strategy. So we create also an application team of engineers to work together with the customers. Actually, it's the only way to help the R&D guys to define this, what is requirements, what are add values, to make this important difference.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of challenge and restrictions we have to handle, beginning from the information and then to the app, finally to the application, right?
Yeah, I'm just interested that you're addressing two very different applications, aren't you? Let's be honest, ceramics is very, very different from corrugated. And obviously corrugated is a marketplace we all recognise. I think pretty much everyone will recognise it. Great opportunity, perhaps. Perhaps ceramics is, we're kind of in the curve. It's now quite established. So we see the opportunity with corrugated. But I'm still struggling a little bit to understand how you see the connection between the two working well. That your knowledge and experience enable us to really drive through into corrugated as a marketplace. Ali?
So the requirements of printing a ceramic tile and the requirements of printing a corrugated sheet,
Yeah.
they are more or less similar. So, when we go, so from a printhead perspective, when you print, so when we are printing ceramic tiles, we're normally printing with 3 to 5 millimeter gaps. So because the tiles are very warm, there's a lot of dirt in the area, and we keep that gap for printing, and that's needed also in the corrugated side. So because these.
But it's not as messy, is it? It's not as messy.
It is.
Is it?
It is actually. I mean,
is it as messy?
they try to reduce the cost of the corrugated sheet
Right.
so low that they keep it so low that when these corrugated sheets come into the machine, it's not a good scene to see. I mean, sometimes the boards are completely buckled up and they're touching the nozzles. So keeping that 3 to 5 millimeter print cap is really helping us serve that market. The other thing is the reliability and the industrial nature. So being in the ceramics market it is a completely industrialized market. I mean, you need to produce like 24/7 with like 3 shifts, and the people who are using this kind of technology don't really know the computers and inkjets and things like that. So they're just like, start, it should print, stop, it should stop printing. So it's not really the operators are not really well trained. And if you go in the corrugated side of the market, this is what they're expecting as well, because people are not so well trained with digital, and getting a machine is one thing, but getting an operator to have that knowledge to run that machine is another, and that's going to take a long time. So making a digital printer really digital, having a start-stop operation is more important, and that's what we think we can bring from the ceramics to the corrugated side.
Okay, let me ask Alejandro, inorganic inks in corrugated, why are we not using them?
Well, inorganic pigments are metal oxides that come from nature, that we process and adapt to inject technology. So in ceramic process, after digital printing, there is a thermal process, with these inorganic pigments become inside the structure of the tile. So in corrugated, where the lifetime of the products is short and the exposure to the ultraviolet rays is scarce, has no sense to use these inorganic pigments. We in Itaca, we have extensive experience milling these pigments, these inorganic pigments, disperse, mill and manufacture. And I would like to point out that these pigments are, I think Frank told yesterday, those inks are really abrasive, are with high solid contents, high density, so it's quite difficult to handle them inside the printhead. So all of this knowledge bring us the possibility to move to other chemistries.
Yeah.
So now, some years ago, we are moving from always digitalize with digitalization driver. We move to textiles or with other building materials outside ceramics, like fiber cement or PVC or whatever. So this knowledge now we are moving to also to Corrugated, no? And we propose to the market, no? In the corrugated, digital corrugated market, there are two options nowadays, UV and water-based, and we have developed both, no? As UV LED with this Swiss and Nestle compliance, and water-based that before Javier was talking about the difficulties or the reliability. Our experience in ceramic is making us that it's so important.
Yep.
So important. So we are designing really reliable inks inside the printhead, having good open time and also drying really well on their substrate.
Let me just ask Daniel something. I always like to ask ink manufacturers whether when technology is being built for a purpose, whether they should start with the ink rather than starting with the technology. What's your thought on that as an ink manufacturer?
That's a good question. Thank you, President. Well, you have to think the way have to pass an ink drop from the beginning until the end of the printing job life, because we are not only have to think. We are not only thinking on the printing itself. We have to consider the full process, right? So from the beginning, we need to learn how to use a printhead. So how we have, as an ink manufacturer, have to design a good ink to allow the printhead to work in the best conditions, right? So the best performance of the printhead. And especially this is a market which is moving so fast. I mean, each 2-3 years there is very new developments, new requirements, higher frequency, and smaller drop size. So from the perspective of the ink manufacturer, this is starting the first challenge.
Yeah, sure.
We need to make a very good selection of pigments in order to get a correct particle size. But not only this, we also need to think about the compatibility of the inks with the printhead. That's the first thing, okay? Then when you have the perfect performance on your printhead, and then start the funny part, that you need to print on any substrate. I mean, paper, wood, ceramic, whatever. So many different kind of surface. So we call kind of surface science.
Yeah.
And chemistry has some limitations. So that's why physicists are more than welcome. Yesterday we were discussing about that. Because we need, it's a combination.
Sure.
That's what we figured out and how we learned in the last years. You also need to think about customer has his get to go right to our R&D team, and I am starting to propose kind of the first question is which substrate, and I always say the same, all.
Yeah.
So please open the. I understand the technical side. We need to. And it's a kind way of starting, but to open it. So that to open the mind to use hardware and other complementary tools to get the good printing quality and then after there is customer requirements, right? So there is post-printing process. So it's not enough with a very nice printing quality, scratch resistant and so on. You know, there's die cutting, there is gluing, there is, and then you go to the market. You need to be sustainable and you need to be recyclability. Right? So there's a lot of, let's say, bottlenecks that are, as an ink manufacturers, are reducing our possibilities in terms of ink formulation. So the full process is a lot of challenge
Sure.
for us.
Sure. And Ali, obviously you've brought the group together. You said, I wanted to share the kind of collaboration that I've got here. Just tell me why you think that makes a big difference, that collaborative approach.
Learning, I think that's something that I need to bring on the table here, because we need to learn what's required from the market. So we're speaking to customers that what can we do to make formulations easier. What we have now taken back in the development process is that making a printhead with glues that are more compatible with inks that are going to be required in the future.
Sure.
So we have in the lineup now new printheads that are going to come out next year, which are more, which is going to make it easier for chemistries to work with the printhead. And for the industry, we have heard that you need a stainless steel nozzle plate. So as I said yesterday, we have a printhead now which has a stainless steel nozzle plate.
Yeah.
We have heard that you need more DPI, so that's something that's coming out next year. So everything is learning. So we just
And
then work
on that
on
note, is there, as we kind of come to the point of wrapping up, is there one or two things that you just would point to as the sort of what's next for you?
For us, next, ceramics, we are doing well. We will keep doing that.
Yep.
But we want to go into corrugated. That's going to be our focus. And that's why we need to work with partners. I have most of my big customers here in the audience, and also the ink manufacturers, which are very important for us to go into that market. And also explore so if you have any potential scenario that you want to run by me and see if you can print on metal, you can print on labels or something with the technology that we are developing, please do come out and we can see what we can do together.
Cool. Thank you very much. Guys, give me a round of applause.